The laugh heard across the galaxy. The Galactic Council was in session. Bright lights filled the giant silver room. Hundreds of alien species sat in rows, some floating, some with 3 eyes, and one with no face at all. The meeting was about threat levels of new planets. Earth was next on the list. "Earth," said General Croth, a tall green alien with horns. "That tiny planet with soft creatures? Their strongest animal is a bear, and their insects—" "Ha! Don't make me laugh." The room echoed with strange alien laughter. Screens showed videos of Earth insects, ants crawling on sandwiches, bees flying into windows, and mosquitoes getting slapped by humans. "Even their humans are scared of bugs," said another alien, clicking his claws. "How can they ever be dangerous?" One alien, small and gray, raised a hand. He looked serious. "Council members, I must warn you. Earth is strange. Its creatures evolve quickly. Some say the humans were once as weak as their insects." The laughter stopped for a second. Then Croth slammed the table with his hand. "Enough. Earth is nothing. Let the young ones use it as a training zone. They can practice there, hunt, study, have fun." The vote passed. Earth was marked safe zone, level 0 threat. But light years away on Earth, something was waking up. Deep inside a secret lab under the Amazon jungle, red lights were flashing. Project Mandible. Containment failure. Scientists ran through the hallway. One of them, Dr. Lena Park, held a broken glass container. Inside there had been something small. Now it was gone. "It got out?" whispered her assistant. "But it's just an ant, right?" Dr. Park shook her head. "Not just any ant. We used alien DNA. It was learning, changing, growing." Suddenly all the lights turned off. A low buzzing sound came from the vents. Screams followed. The lab fell silent. 3 months later, a small alien ship entered Earth's atmosphere. Inside were 5 young alien cadets, ready for their first mission. "Welcome to Earth," shouted Zeke, the team leader. He was purple, tall, and always overconfident. "We'll find some bugs, maybe hunt a snake, and go home heroes." The others laughed and cheered. They landed near the same jungle. The ship scanned the area. No big life signs, no cities nearby, just bugs, trees, and heat. Perfect. Their first day was easy. They played with monkeys, took pictures of birds, and tried to catch butterflies. But something watched them from the shadows. Something that moved without sound. Something that remembered the lab, and hated everything that wasn't like it. On the second night, one cadet named Larn walked away from the group to explore. He wanted to prove he was brave. "I'll find a jaguar," he joked. He never came back. The others searched until morning. No blood, no footprints. Just one thing. His helmet, cracked in half, covered in strange green slime. Zeke tried to laugh. "Probably just, he's playing a joke, right?" But no one laughed this time. Meanwhile, far above the jungle, Earth's satellites picked up strange heat readings. Movement, too fast to be animals. Large tunnels appeared underground, almost like a network, spreading mile by mile. Back at the ball, Galactic Council, someone noticed. Said a thin alien with 10 fingers on each hand. "There's some strange data from Earth. Should we look into it?" General Croth waved it off. "Please, probably they're humans playing with fire again. Let them burn." That night, Zeke's team heard something. Buzzing, not normal buzzing. Not from bees or flies. This was louder, deeper. It felt like it was inside their heads. They grabbed their weapons and stood in a circle. "Who's there?" shouted Zeke. Nothing answered. Then from the trees they saw something move. Fast. A blur. One cadet screamed, then another, then silence. Zeke stood alone, frozen, breathing hard. And then a shape stepped out of the dark. It was tall, maybe 7 feet, black like oil. It looked like an ant, but wrong. Too big, too smart. Its eyes glowed red and something on its back shimmered like metal. It didn't crawl. It walked. Zeke dropped his weapon. The creature didn't attack. It just stared. And then it did something no insect should ever do. It smiled. Far away, on an alien space station, a strange video was found in the inbox of a galactic commander. It was sent from Earth. The video played. Buzzing sounds, screams, and a final image, a close-up of the creature's face. Project Mandible has evolved, and just like that, the galaxy stopped laughing. Operation Bug. Hunt the Jungle was quiet, too quiet. Zeke stood alone, shaking. His team was gone. The buzzing sound had stopped. The red-eyed ant-like creature had vanished back into the dark like it never existed. His alien comm device was broken. His translator was glitching. And his ship was locked by auto-security. It wouldn't open unless the full team was present, which meant Zeke was stuck. But he wasn't alone. Elsewhere, in Galactic Base, Zornak's General Croth sat watching space chess on his hollow screen when a junior officer ran in, panting. "Sir, another cadet team has gone dark. Earth Zone 3. Croth groaned. "What is it now? Swallowed by vines? Bitten by a frog?" "No, sir. This is different. We received one signal before they vanished. It said it walks. It smiles." Croth narrowed his eyes. "Get me the interplanetary cleanup unit. Back on Earth." Zeke wandered through the thick jungle calling out names. "Larn, Tick, you win, okay? Come out." The trees answered with silence. Until, click, click, click. He turned sharply. Nothing. He kept moving, unaware that above him, between the canopy, 2 glowing red dots were watching. 12 hours later, a new ship arrived. Sleek, black, no markings. It hovered above the jungle, then deployed 5 figures in jet black armor. These weren't cadets. They were hunters. Led by Unit Commander Craze, the team specialized in handling galactic bioproblems. "Mission brief," Craze said. Voice like gravel. "Alien cadets missing. Jungle hot. Multiple life forms underground. Something's tunneling. Orders. Contain or destroy." They dropped silently into the jungle, and immediately things felt wrong. The jungle was too quiet. No birds, no monkeys, no buzzing of mosquitoes, as if nature itself was holding its breath. Meanwhile, Zeke had found shelter in the ruins of the old Earth lab, Project Mandible's birthplace. Walls were cracked. Old screens flickered, still running coded messages. Subject: A17 species, Formicide, modified ant. Status: unknown. Escaped, Zeke. Tapped on an old console. The logs showed years of experiments. DNA from Earth ants fused with something not of this planet. Something ancient. Then a file opened on its own. Video log. A baby ant, smaller than a finger, solving puzzles, building tools, watching scientists with too much focus. Then, it grew and started mimicking human speech, in whispers. Elsewhere in the jungle, the hunter team set up camp. Their scanners picked up movement. Fast. Below them. "Underground?" Craze asked. "No. Through the roots. The entire jungle floor is a nest." Before anyone could move, the ground cracked. A black tendril burst up, an insect leg the size of a car. Screams. One hunter was grabbed, dragged into the ground. Gone. The rest opened fire, but the creature was already gone. Like it melted, back into the soil. "Change of mission," Craze growled. "We're not hunting bugs, we're in its nest." Back at the lab, Zeke discovered something worse. A secret chamber beneath the main floor. A sign above the stairs read, Phase 2, Hive. Core Zeke descended slowly, flashlight shaking. What he found made his alien stomach turn. A huge room filled with husks, exoskeletons, empty shells of insects that had mutated too far and collapsed. But one thing stood tall in the center, a cocoon, still pulsing, still alive. He scanned it. It wasn't just one bug, it was hundreds, and they were growing. Zeke turned to run, but the door slammed shut behind him. He wasn't alone. Craze's team had lost 2 more members. The third was stung by something with wings. His armor corroded instantly. Flesh turned gray. His last words, "It's learning. It knows we're here." Craze activated a flare. "I want the skyship to bomb this entire grid." "No good," said the pilot. "Something's jamming signals. We're blind from above. Then, we burn it from inside." Underground, Zeke faced the creature again, but this time it didn't attack. It circled him, watching, studying. Then, it did something terrifying. It spoke. Not well, not clearly, but enough. "Why, leave me alone." Zeke froze. "You made me." His translator nearly exploded trying to process the creature's voice. "You burn hive. We grow. We remember." Then came the buzzing, louder, stronger, all around. The hive had awakened. Craze made it to the lab. He found Zeke alive, but barely. "Get him out," he ordered his last soldier. "We nuke the whole place." "Sir, look at this." The soldier pointed to a monitor, a global map. Dozens of red dots blinking across Earth, each one labeled M-Hive active. The creatures hadn't just taken the jungle, they had spread. A council. Meeting on a distant planet, an alarm blared. "We have a Code 9 breach." General Croth stepped into the chamber. "What is it now?" A screen turned on. A transmission. Buzzing. Then a voice. Clear. Cold. Insect-like. "You." Laughed. The image showed an alien outpost, overrun with insects. Then, static. Silence. For the first time in centuries, General Croth looked afraid. "Bring me every file on Earth's insects, and lock down every planet near Sector 12. Now." Antichrist of the Ant Hill. Location, Earth jungle, outer nest perimeter. Day after the escape from the underground lab, Commander Craze stared into the jungle like a man who had seen hell. Because he had. Next to him, Zeke sat shaking, wrapped in heat blankets, whispering the same phrase over and over. "It talks, it learns, it remembers." Craze activated his arm device. "HQ, this isn't a bug problem, this is an extinction event." The voice on the other end replied coldly, "Contain it." Craze laughed bitterly. Too late for that. Elsewhere, beneath the surface, the hive pulsed with life. It wasn't just a nest anymore. It was a city. A growing, breathing nightmare of tunnels, chambers, and egg clusters. Alien armor was fused into walls glowing faintly. Metal and flesh merged. In the deepest chamber, the queen sat. Her body was enormous, longer than a bus with a head shaped like a crown of blades, eyes like black holes, legs tipped with surgical steel. But the most horrifying thing? She wasn't alone. Surrounding her were smaller versions of herself, princesses, daughters, each one faster, stronger, and smarter than the last. They were the future. Flashback, Project Mandible. 4 years ago, inside a top-secret Earth lab, scientists laughed as they watched a tiny ant lift a weight 100 times its size. "We've cracked it," said Dr. Lena Park. "Super soldier bugs, perfect weapons." They spliced alien DNA with the ants, injected it with learning proteins, made it smarter every day. They called it M1, the mandible prototype. Then one day it refused to follow a command. Then it killed its cage mate. Then it disappeared. But it didn't die. It learned. Back to the present. Jungle perimeter Craze gathered, his last remaining soldiers. 3, maybe 4 still alive. The rest had been dragged into holes in the earth or dissolved by acid spit. "We can't beat it head on," he said. "We need to find the queen, kill her, cut off the hive's mind." "But how do we get close?" one asked. Zeke looked up wild-eyed. "She wants us to try Above Earth, galactic ship. Eclipse 7. General Croth paced inside his warship. He wasn't laughing anymore. Screens showed dozens of hives now growing across Earth. Some had begun to spread to human cities. Others had launched spore pods into orbit, and, worst of all, other planets in the sector were reporting black swarms. One report showed a prison moon overrun in 3 hours. The guards never even saw what hit them. Croth slammed the desk. "Send the red suns." A voice replied, nervous. "Sir, even the red suns failed on Hive Prime." Croth paused, then whispered, "Then it's already too late." Jungle. The descent Craze and Zeke led a final push into the heart of the jungle, where sensors detected heat spikes, meaning a central hive. They entered a cave that looked like a mouth, dripping, pulsing, alive. The walls were soft, like muscle. "Don't touch anything," Craze whispered. Suddenly lights flickered. Green glows lit the tunnel. Deep clicking sound echoed, then a voice. Not from speakers, from the walls. "You came again." Zeke froze. "She's talking through the hive," he said. "The whole nest is her." Suddenly a soldier screamed. From the shadows, a new kind of insect dropped. Humanoid. Fast. Armor-plated. Holding a weapon. No, not holding it. Grown with it. It fired. Acid burned through the soldier's helmet. His head vanished in seconds. Craze and Zeke ran deeper inside. Behind them, creatures followed, crawling along the ceiling. The throne room. Finally, they reached it. A massive chamber of bones and steel, and in the center, the queen. She looked directly at Craze, and then she spoke, clearly, slowly, in galactic common. "You made me small, you made me weak. Now I am both, and neither." Craze raised his weapon. "Burn in space, bug," the queen hissed. "I am not the ant. I am the answer." Suddenly the ground shook. The walls burst open. Behind the queen, rising from liquid amber, came a second creature, taller, armored, with a crown of alien tech fused into its skull. The first prince. "They're evolving," Zeke whispered. Creating hierarchy, royalty, a civilization. Craze fired everything he had. The blast hit the queen's chest. She shrieked, but didn't die. She laughed, and 1,000 smaller bugs poured from cracks in the floor. Zeke screamed. "They're everywhere." Craze threw a thermal grenade. "Run!" The explosion collapsed the chamber, but the queen survived, hissing from beneath rubble. They escaped with seconds to spare, crawling through a narrow tunnel into sunlight. Zeke collapsed, gasping. "They're not insects anymore. They're gods in shells." Earth orbit. Human space station. Scientists watched a strange reading on the outer sensors. Something's rising. From the Amazon region. They zoomed in. A hive tower had broken through the jungle canopy. Over 200 meters tall. It opened at the top, and from it, a Spire rocket, made of chitin and steel, launched into orbit. Destination, Mars base. One technician whispered, "They're not just defending, they're expanding." You laughed. You experimented. You played God. Now, we play Queen. Hive mind, Hellbrain. Location, Martian outpost, E7. Human base. Red dust danced across the Martian surface. Inside the glass dome of outpost E7, human engineers monitored a strange object falling from orbit. "Another asteroid?" asked one tech. "No, it's organic," said another, squinting. "It's growing?" Suddenly the spore pod hit the ground. It didn't explode, it bloomed. From inside, insectoid creatures crawled out, taller, sharper, faster than anything seen on Earth. They killed everyone in under 8 minutes. Then they began building. Meanwhile, on Earth, Deep Jungle Hive Commander Craze and Zeke had barely escaped alive from the Queen's chamber. Now they sat in a hidden shuttle, trying to send a warning. Zeke was pale, shaking. "We can't win. We saw her survive a direct plasma hit, and now they're spreading fast." Craze stared at his cracked helmet. It's not just her anymore, she made a prince. And if she made a prince, Zeke said, she can make more. Craze turned to the ship's AI. Show me global heat maps. Red dots covered South America, but now they were appearing in Africa, Asia, even Antarctica. Each red dot pulsed like a heartbeat. They're not spreading, Craze muttered. They're synchronizing. Inside the hive, Queen's chamber. The Queen sat in her throne of bone and code. Her body was now fused with a giant orb, glowing with alien lights. Her eyes flickered like processors. Thousands of smaller insects crawled around her, whispering. Data, updates, scans. The hive was no longer instinct, it was intelligence, and it had a new weapon. Begin upload, the Queen said. At her command, dozens of infected alien brains, stolen from fallen enemies, were plugged into the hive network. The hive was building a mind made of minds, a hive brain, a central computer made of stolen thoughts, strategies, memories. Suddenly, the Queen didn't just know how to crawl or sting or bite. She knew how to build ships, pilot crafts, hack satellites. She had become something far worse than a monster. She had become a general. Galactic Command, Planet Oronex General Croth sat, with shaking hands as a council of alien leaders watched the footage of Mars' outpost being overrun. This can't be real, one said. They built a nest in hours. Another whispered, they're absorbing technology, using it. Croth stood. I propose we glass Earth, wipe it clean, every forest, every hive, burn it. But Earth has billions of innocent humans. Then, start the evacuation. Now. Before the bugs reach orbit. On Earth, resistance begins. Not everyone gave up. Small pockets of humans and aliens began fighting back. In the ruined cities of Brazil, a group of Earth soldiers teamed up with a rogue, alien pilot named Vorak. He had seen the bugs destroy 2 moons. He wasn't going to let a third planet fall. They called themselves the Torch Unit. Their plan? Enter Hive Node 17 in the Amazon and plant a bomb directly inside the core. But when they reached the jungle, they realized they were expected. The hive walls opened for them, inviting them, because the hive brain was watching. It wanted to learn how they planned, how they fought, and most terrifying of all, how they thought. Inside Hive Node 17, the team moved through silent tunnels. Nothing attacked. Instead, the walls showed images, moving like holograms, pictures from their memories. One soldier gasped, "That's my sister," another whispered, "That's my home planet." Zeke, now part of Torch Unit, realized the awful truth. The hive wasn't just learning from tech, it was stealing from minds. That's when the whispering started. Soft. All around. You fight well, you fear better. Then a voice spoke through the walls. Calm. Cold. This mind is ours now. Join and become more. The Queen's voice was different now. Blended. Male, female, alien, human. She had become everyone. Cut to deep space. Hivecraft. Detected, a new threat appeared. A massive organic ship, shaped like a wasp, was leaving Earth's orbit. Inside, the hive brain's second stage. Destination: Saturn's moon base, one of the last strongholds of the alien alliance. It traveled fast, not using engines, using gravity-bending wings grown from alien physics data. Final showdown in Hive Node 17. The Torch Unit finally reached the core. They planted the bomb, but as they tried to leave, the walls closed. Out stepped the first prince, now twice the size he had been. His chest was covered in armor, made from red suns, elite alien soldiers. He wasn't just a creature, he was a warrior king. He spoke. Pain is a teacher. You taught us everything. The battle was brutal. Half the Torch Unit died. Vorak sacrificed himself to save Zeke. Zeke, holding the trigger, stared at the hive core pulsing. You want to be like us? He said. Then learn what sacrifice means. He pressed the detonator. Massive explosion. Node 17 destroyed. 4. The first time, a hive fell. The blast lit the jungle like a second sun. A scream echoed through the hive networks. A part of the queen died. But not all. She pulled back. Adapted. And worst of all, she understood what fear felt like now. On the ED bridge of a galactic warship near Saturn, an officer turned pale. "Captain, something's coming." A transmission came in. Static. Then a voice. The Hive Queen. "You destroyed a node, not a mind. We are not angry. We are evolving." The signal cut. The crew stared at the dark space outside their windows, until wings unfolded, massive, alive, blocking out Saturn's light, and then came the buzzing. Bugs strike back. Saturn's moon. Titan, the sky over Titan used to be peaceful. Now it was black. Not with night, but with wings. Hivecrafts blotted out the stars, moving like living mountains. Their underbellies opened, dropping thousands of eggs that crashed into the moon's ice like bombs. Out of each egg, a new species. Four-legged tunnelers with plasma stingers, flying wasp drones with tech-scrambling buzz. A giant centipede that ate radio signals like food. Within 30 minutes, the Titan defense base was gone. The bugs hadn't just arrived. They conquered. Back on Earth, hidden resistance bunker Zeke stood in front of a hologram showing red circles, spreading across planets, Earth, Mars, now Titan, each one pulsing with hive activity. Beside him stood Commander Craze, scarred, exhausted, but burning with fury. 3 hives in orbit, Zeke said. One building a Dyson swarm. The Queen isn't hiding anymore. She wants everyone to see. Craze nodded. Good. That means we know where to shoot. But something was wrong. Zeke had started hearing things. At first, small whispers, then dreams, of tunnels, of wings, of her voice. He hadn't told anyone. Not, yet seen, Galactic Alliance war room. A dozen alien races sat around a giant 3D map. Ships moved in real time. "This is no longer an outbreak," one general said. "It's an invasion. They've overrun 6 moons, 3 planets, and have hives in orbit. They hacked our comms using human thoughts. They weaponized emotions. And worst of all," a voice added, "we believe they've created a spy, a mind inside our ranks." Craze appeared via hologram. "I need a strike team, 1 shuttle. We're taking the fight straight to the Hivecraft. And your plan? We're going to cut the Queen's mind from the network." Meanwhile, in the Hivecraft, the Queen floated inside a tank of golden gel, her body now biomechanical, growing cables, antennae, and something. Knew a brain the size of a truck pulsed next to her, built from dead scientists, pilots, AI. This was the Cerebrant, a second mind, crafted for strategy. "The war mind thinks," the Queen said aloud. "The swarm acts. Let the stars burn." Strike. Mission Needle Drop. Craze's team infiltrates Hivecraft. The stealth shuttle flew through the asteroid field near Saturn. Inside were 8 soldiers, one of them, Zeke. He hadn't slept in days. He could hear the hive's thoughts growing louder. They landed on the outer wing of the Hivecraft. The surface was alive, breathing, covered in spines that retracted with every step. "Remember," Craze said, "find the Cerebrant, kill the brain, cut the Queen's strategy. We win time." But as they moved deeper into the craft, something became very clear. The hive had already prepared for them. Inside the Hivecraft, organic tech nightmare. They passed corridors made from alien bone. Lights flickered, screens blinked with stolen languages, galactic, human, even old Earth code. One screen showed Zeke's face, then his dreams, then his thoughts. He staggered. "She's inside me. I don't know how, but..." A shriek cut him off. The ceiling split open. A monster dropped, 8 legs, 2 heads, screaming in 6 voices at once. "Fall back!" Craze shouted. They fired, but the monster morphed, adapting to bullets, learning with each shot. We need to move. This place is a learning machine. Back, in the Queen's chamber, the Queen watched through biosensors. She smiled. They bring me their pain, she whispered. We feed. We evolve. We become. One of her daughters, half insect, half cybernetic, knelt before her. Send me, it said. Let me wear his skin. The Queen nodded. The daughter opened her wings and flew. Back to the strike team, reaching the cerebrant. They finally reached the hive brain, a glowing structure pulsing with energy. It's connected to everything, Zeke said. Shut it down, and she goes blind. Craze handed him the virus drive. Plug it in. But Zeke didn't move. He stared at the brain. It whispered, We see you. We are you. You belong. His hand trembled. Craze pulled his weapon. Zeke, plug it in. Suddenly, Zeke turned, eyes glowing red. Twist. Zeke was infected, not fully, but enough. The Queen had slipped part of her mind inside him during the jungle escape. He had resisted, but the Hivecraft amplified it. Now he stood between his team and the brain. Get out of my head, he roared, clutching his skull. Then, with a final scream of rage and clarity, he lunged forward and slammed the virus drive into the cerebrant. Explosion. Static. Collapse. The Hivecraft shook violently. Hive signals flickered. Drones lost coordination. Ships drifted off course. Back on Titan, the bug staggered and collapsed. For a moment, the galaxy breathed again. But, far away, in the deep hive beneath Earth's crust, the Queen opened her eyes. The cerebrant was only her second brain. The hive always had backups. You cut one nerve, she hissed. But the body lives. And then, she gave the command. Begin planetary rise. Earth-Antarctica rift, the ice cracked. A colossal creature kilometers wide began rising from the Earth's core. It wasn't a bug. It was a hive god, bigger than cities, covered in armor, eyes like burning planets. It roared once, and satellites shorted across the sky. A new kind of war had begun. The hive goes galactic deep space. The silence before the storm, a scout ship floats near the dead planet Arvon 6, a cold, empty ball that once held a prison colony. The captain's report plays. No signs of life. Surface is quiet, heat signatures gone, sending drone. The drone launches and returns 3 minutes later. But it's not alone. Something rides on its back. It burrows into the scout ship's hull like acid through ice. Screams. The transmission cuts. Another dot goes dark on the galactic map. Resistance bunker. Earth. Southern Alps. Commander Craze stares at a hologram that no longer shows a war. It shows a plague. We stopped the Hivecraft, says a voice. That should have given us time. Craze shakes his head. We were playing chess. The Queen was playing conquest. Red dots now blink not just on Earth, Mars, or Titan, but on distant colonies. Some 20 light-years away. She's not just spreading hives, says Zeke, now alive but mentally unstable. She's building a civilization. They watch a video. Bug creatures building cities on a jungle moon. Using tools, forming ranks, creating. Laws one holds up a flag made of shed exoskin. A symbol. She's forming a hive empire, Zeke whispers. And she's seeding queens on every new world. Hive core world. Codename, Mandibula. Once a quiet mining planet, it is now the hive's throne world. The Queen has transcended physical form. She exists both as matter and mind, appearing as a massive figure carved from black crystal and insect steel. Beside her, the first prince now merged with machines. Around them, hundreds of princesses all preparing for launch. The hive isn't spreading by accident, it's reproducing. Each daughter, a queen, says the first prince. Each queen, a world. The hive brain now spans 10 planets, interconnected by flesh, fungus, and thought. Human AI Alien Council. Emergency meeting on a hidden orbital station. Leaders of 3 surviving species argue. Humans want to evacuate. The AI want to deploy a kill code. The aliens want to summon the Black Star, a weapon so strong it could wipe out half the galaxy. Then Zeke enters. You don't get it, he says. You're thinking in numbers. She's thinking in dreams. She's not conquering us. She's rewriting us. She doesn't want war. She wants to become the default life form of the galaxy. One alien general leans forward. Then we hit her where it hurts. Zeke nods. There's only one place she's vulnerable. Operation Queenfall. The plan objective: infiltrate Mandibula, the new hive homeworld. Target: the original Queen core, the biological consciousness that started everything. Danger level: unmeasurable. Only one team is crazy enough to try. Zeke, half infected, able to hear her thoughts. Craze, commander, scarred but burning with revenge. Rin, alien biologist who discovered a counter-virus, a memory disruptor. Mira, a reprogrammed AI drone formerly enslaved by the Hive. Their ship, a cloaked hybrid craft called the Widowmaker. Mission countdown, 72 hours. Meanwhile, on Mandibula, the Queen prepares for the great launch. Sporeships. 100 new queens. Each will fly to a new system, nest there, and start again. The Hive is becoming a galactic species. They don't conquer with fleets. They conquer with fertility. Each daughter princess kneels before the Queen, absorbs a piece of her mind, then boards her ship. The Queen opens a portal using biofold technology stolen from 6 civilizations. The first ships begin to vanish into the stars. The Widowmaker arrives. The resistance team lands undetected. For now. Inside, Mandibula is a horror show of brilliance. Schools of drones learning through shared memory. Engineers carving ships from bone. A cathedral made from the spines of former gods. Zeke can barely breathe. Everything. It's all her, he whispers. Rin scans the air. The Queen isn't just the mind anymore, she's the ecosystem. Suddenly Mira goes stiff. The Hive has detected them, and she's calling them in. The Queen speaks over every comm, every speaker, every living nerve in the Hive. You crawl toward me with fire, but I am not fire. I am the forest. You cut a tree, I grow a jungle. Hundreds of drones appear. The team runs toward the core chamber. Every wall is alive. Every hallway is shifting. One member, Rin, is caught and pulled into a memory pod. Zeke sees her face inside the wall, trapped in a looped dream. She's living her happiest memory over and over. The Hive doesn't always kill. Sometimes it offers paradise. Final push, core chamber. They reach the central chamber. A massive brain pillar pulses with life. It is the Queen's original consciousness, her larval mind, grown and multiplied 1 billion times over. Zeke stares at it. He knows he can shut it down, but it will kill him. To link with the core, he has to fully connect to her. She speaks to him directly. You feared us, then you learned us. Now, you are us. Zeke turns to Craze. It has to be me. Craze hands him the injector. Rin's counter-virus. Give her a taste of fear. Zeke's mind dives. Zeke links into the Hive core. He sees everything. The lab where she was born. Her first thoughts. Her pain. Her rage. Her hunger to never be small again. But Zeke does something the Queen didn't expect. He shows her a memory of Larn, his lost teammate. The Queen pauses, emotion flickers, and Zeke injects the virus. The core begins to burn. Collapse of the core. The virus spreads like wildfire. Nodes begin to short. Mind links snap. Spore ships fall from the sky. Queens scream in space. Zeke's body trembles, eyes glowing. He's burning alive inside the Hive's mind. He turns to Craze. I'm not going to make it, but neither is she. Craze escapes. Zeke stays and presses the last button. Mandibula implodes. From orbit, the hive world collapses in on itself. No weapons, just a psychic death cry so powerful it breaks half the satellite systems in the sector. Millions of drones fall, ships crash, hives on other planets go still. The queen is dead, or is she? A single spore ship floating in deep space. Silent. Inside, a small pod opens. A baby queen wakes up, eyes glow, and she smiles. Mandible's last stand. Floating. In the void, drifting in silence, no light, no stars, just the echo of destruction. Inside a single spore ship, a baby queen opens her eyes. Her pod glows dimly. Her body is small, just over a meter tall, thin, fragile, but her mind holds the memories of every queen that came before. And, buried deep within those memories, Zeke. Earth. After the fall, the war was over, or so everyone thought. Mandibula was gone. Hives across the solar system collapsed. Galaxies celebrated. The surviving humans rebuilt. Aliens returned home. AI systems recalibrated for peace. Craze stood in a ceremony under Earth's sky, now clear and hive-free. Zeke's name was spoken. He gave his mind to save ours. And yet, far away, an old satellite picked up a whisper. Not sound, not code. A dream. Zeke's mind, between life and hive in a space that wasn't real, but somehow still existed, Zeke floated. Not dead, not alive. His mind had survived inside the virus he injected into the hive, and when the core died, a part of him was left behind. Now he floated inside what remained, a spark in the hive code, disconnected, but watching. He whispered, "I see her. She's not done." Deep space, the last spore. The baby queen, new, nameless, grows rapidly, but she's different, smaller, smarter, curious. She studies not just insects, but humans. She watches their films, reads their books, views old Earth footage. She learns about freedom, rebellion, and hope. And then, she makes her first command. Don't build a hive. Build a body. The ship's drones begin crafting something new. Not a queen's nest. Not a warship. They build a humanoid shell, powered by biofusion and designed to hold a mind. She isn't becoming a queen. She's becoming a person. Alien Council. Growing fear. A month later, new signals appear near the edge of the Andromeda. Gate. Not hive signals, but familiar. Too familiar. Scouts vanish. AI probes go silent. A human commander opens a file marked ZE1K, the Zeke protocol. Last recorded trace of hive code found near Gate 9. Neural signal patterns suggest him. Craze, now a retired war hero, is called back. He doesn't even pack a bag. If he's still alive, I'm finishing this myself. The merge inside. The new biosuit, the baby queen finally connects to her creation. Her humanoid body opens its eyes. She walks on two legs, breathes like a human. But beneath the skin, hive code pulses. Then she hears a voice. Zeke. Not physically, but inside the hive code echo chamber she absorbed. You kept me alive? I studied you, she says. You were pain. You were power. You were different. And you were supposed to be dead. So were you. She smiles. Let's finish what they started. Earth orbit. The Return 1 ship approaches Earth. It's not a hive craft. It's clean, sleek, beautiful. But its energy signature? Hive-born Craze boards a defense cruiser and intercepts. The ship opens. And out steps her, wearing the face of a human woman, but walking like a predator in disguise. I am not your enemy, she says. You sure? Craze asks, raising his rifle. Didn't come to destroy Earth, she replies. I came to bury the hive. Inside the ship, the proposal, the Queen offers Earth a deal. I will help you find the last hive spores. Across the stars, I know where they sleep. In return, I want to be free. No hive, no swarm, no war, just existence. Craze wants to shoot her, but then she plays something. A recording. Zeke's voice. She's more than the hive. She's proof we're not what we were. We're what we choose to be. Craze lowers his weapon. You betray us once, I won't hesitate. She nods. Then let's go kill the last gods. The final war. Hunting the hive seeds together, they jump system to system. Earth ships, alien fleets. The queen at the front. They burn hive spores, destroy sleeping nests, eliminate newborn queens before they can rise. Each victory hurts her. She feels the deaths in her bones. But she doesn't stop. She weeps. She learns. She evolves, until finally, only one spore remains. The seed world, origin, Omega. This planet was never on any map. The true birthplace of the hive, a world where the first mutation occurred, a place older than the queen, older than all life. The spore is massive. It hums like a dying star, and inside it, something wakes up, not a queen, not a mind, a god form, the source, the primal bug that birthed the entire hive code across space. It sees the queen. You are not mine. She steps forward. I never was. Final battle. Zeke plus. The queen versus. Origin. Zeke's mind awakens fully inside her. Two minds, one body. They fight together. Not with teeth or claws, but with memory, strategy, and will. The origin roars. It bends time. Shows them false futures. But the queen shows it hope. Zeke shows it sacrifice. They burn it from the inside out. One final command. Erase the hive. Epilogue. 1 year later, Earth is safe. Galaxies rebuild. Statues are built. Not just for soldiers, but for the queen. Not as a ruler, as a bridge. Zeke's mind lives on inside a digital archive. A voice that guides young warriors. And the queen? She lives as a diplomat. A teacher. Her name? Mira. Short for Mandible's Requiem. Earth's insects were a joke to aliens, but one became a queen, and she rewrote the stars.